7 productivity hacks that will make you more productive. So, you want to boost your productivity and finally get more done in less time? Let me guess how your day usually starts. Maybe you wake up, grab your phone, and spend 30 minutes scrolling through TikTok or social media before dragging yourself out of bed. Then, you lose another 20 minutes deciding what to eat for breakfast. Once you sit down to work, you might spend hours watching self-help videos and podcasts, thinking the next one will reveal the magic formula for productivity. Or perhaps you're one of those who takes self-help to the extreme. You wake up at 6 a.m., follow a 15-step morning routine that takes up half your day, and by the time you're done, you're too exhausted to focus on anything else. Here's the reality. Neither of these approaches will help you become more productive. In today's video, I'm going to share 7 productivity hacks that will not only change how you work, but will also help you reclaim your time, energy, and focus. Over the last decade, I've experimented with countless techniques, routines, and tools. I've tried everything from biohacking to complex schedules, and I can confidently tell you what actually works. Stop confusing learning with action. Watching endless videos or reading tons of books doesn't make you productive. It just makes you informed. While learning is important, it's the application of knowledge that truly counts. When you watch this video, I want you to see it as a guide, a collection of practical tips from someone who's spent years figuring out what works and what doesn't. But none of this will improve your productivity unless you take action. It's also crucial to recognize that platforms like YouTube and TikTok, while entertaining and occasionally insightful, are designed to keep you watching, not necessarily to help you get things done. They're tools, but they must be used wisely. Throughout this video, I'll share simple, actionable strategies that have helped countless people break free from distraction, focus on what matters, and get more done. The first productivity hack? It's a tool I've been using for years, something I shared publicly back in 2021. I call it Unplug to Reconnect. Let's dive in and explore how these hacks can transform the way you approach your work and your day-to-day life. Remember, treat most content, whether it's my videos, books, or podcasts, as entertainment, not education. The reality is, most books out there have about 15 pages of valuable insights buried under 300 pages of fluff. Why? Because no one's selling a 15-page book for $12. That's just how the world works. So, when you're watching YouTube videos, reading a book, or even tuning into a podcast, recognize it for what it is: downtime, entertainment. True learning happens when you're focused on solving a specific problem or acquiring a skill you need to move forward. For example, if there's a particular aspect of your work, business, or personal life that requires improvement, then diving deep into that subject is education. On the other hand, casually consuming content, just in case it might be helpful someday, is risky. That's passive entertainment, not intentional growth. Intentional learning versus passive browsing. There's incredible information on platforms like YouTube, but the key is intentionality. Let's say you're training for a marathon. Ideally, you'd hire a coach or invest in a structured training program that lays out exactly what to do month by month. But if that's not an option, you can still use YouTube effectively if you're deliberate about it. Search for specific information, like marathon training plan for beginners, and dive into actionable content. This kind of learning is purposeful because it addresses a clear goal. In contrast, aimlessly scrolling through your YouTube home feed is anything but intentional. The algorithm is designed to capture your attention, not to help you achieve your goal. Take control of your focus to break free from distractions. I've been recommending tools like Unhooked for years. This Chrome extension or similar app helps you regain control by hiding parts of YouTube that derail your focus. When you open YouTube, you shouldn't be bombarded by random videos designed to hook your attention. Hide the sidebar recommendations. This ensures you won't get distracted by suggested videos while watching something useful. Disable comments. They rarely add value and often pull you into unproductive rabbit holes. Rely on your subscription box. This is the only section where you should interact with content, and even here, subscribe only to creators who provide consistent value. By taking these steps, your time on YouTube shifts from being a mindless habit to a productive tool for intentional learning, or even light entertainment when you consciously choose it. The goal is to avoid the trap of endless scrolling and focus on using tools like YouTube for what truly matters to you. Protect your attention and plan ahead. You might find yourself thinking a recommended video is helpful, but if it's not part of your intentional plan, it's just another distraction. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you should stop watching content altogether. Even mine. In fact, being upfront about this might make some people watch less of my videos. And that's okay, because my goal is to help you genuinely improve your productivity. The key lesson here is that you need to be diligent about where you put your attention. Your focus is one of your most valuable resources, and you need to reclaim it from distraction. Plan your day the night before. This might sound too simple to be effective, but that's exactly why most people don't do it. Planning your day the night before is one of the easiest yet most impactful changes you can make. When you set your intentions before bed, something remarkable happens. Your brain starts processing and organizing subconsciously while you sleep. This simple practice gives you clarity and focus from the moment you wake up. Start with just 3 main tasks for the day. These should be the priorities that, if accomplished, will make you feel the day was a success. When I was in the early stages of my career, before I had business partners, leadership teams, or structured support, I planned my day hour by hour. This kept me laser focused and ensured I made steady progress toward my goals. Plan ahead and simplify decisions when it comes to being productive. Simplicity and intentionality are key. For example, in my earlier years, I would plan my day down to the hour. Everything was meticulously scheduled, and it worked because I needed that structure to ensure I stayed focused. Now, with a calendar and the support of an assistant, things are more fluid. However, I still rely on the foundational habit of planning the night before. Meal prep and simplify at the start of each week. Prepare your meals in advance. Stick to 1 or 2 main dishes for the entire week. This removes the daily decision making and saves you time and energy. For me, food has always been about practicality. Growing up in Dagestan, Russia, food wasn't romanticized. It was just fuel. By treating food as a tool to sustain your energy, you can focus your attention on more important things. Cut out distracting apps in our digital age. Some platforms are designed to take your attention and give very little in return. One of the most notorious examples is TikTok. Mute everyone who doesn't matter. I understand that Instagram might be seen as a digital CV or a platform for social connections, but you don't need to engage with everyone's posts or stories. Personally, I have muted about 90% of people. Create a simple morning routine. Morning routines are often exaggerated, with many claiming you need a 10-step process that takes hours. I've been there and tried all sorts of routines, but the reality is, most of them are fluff. Keep your morning routine simple. A simple, no-frills morning routine is far more effective than any elaborate process. Don't get caught up in routines that are unrealistic or overly complicated. Instead, focus on the basics. Wake up and do something productive right away. So, ladies and gentlemen, I say all of this with love because, as I said, I've tried so many things, and especially in my early days, I saw so many things that I thought were important to success and they just weren't. So this is just me being honest about what has worked for me over the last 10 years and what hasn't. I hope it was useful to you. And as always, I'm watching from afar and I'm rooting for you.